Hello everyone and welcome back to Next Stitch Designs with me, Sylvia. In today's video, I am going to show you how to crochet this beautiful and very simple dress. So for today's dress, I will be using this DK cotton blend yarn, and it's 100 grams and it has got 150 meters. It's 85% of cotton and 15% of polyester. Of course, you can use any yarn you like or prefer. Just make sure it's the same weight like my one. So it's a DK yarn. I will be using this beautiful gray one and this creamy one. You will need a pair of scissors. Also, I will be using 3.5 millimeters hook for my yarn. You will need a yarn needle, a tape measure, some buttons and some stitch markers later on. Okay, so first we are going to create something like this. This will be the top part of our dress and we will be using this beautiful Trinity stitch. So we will work on this top part, which will be like a corset style dress, and then we will work on the skirt later on with the double crochet. And for the skirt, I decided to mix the gray one and this creamy one. But for this corset part, I will use only the gray one. As you can see, I already prepared this corset part for my dress, so I am going to show you on the small sample how to work on this corset part, and then we will continue on the dress once we have the corset prepared. So to prepare this corset part, you will need one measurement. So you will measure yourself around your chest and then you will add 6. And the measurement for your chest needs to have any even number of stitches, and then you will add 6 to it, because for our dress we'll be using buttons and we need to fold it slightly like so, and we'll be placing buttons here, and then we'll be creating the loop so we can close our dress like so. So we need this overlap like so. You will measure yourself, you will get the long chain, and then you will add 6 to it. So go ahead, measure yourself. Once you have the measurement, you need to chain a long chain for your measurement and make sure you have any even number of stitches, and then you will add 6. But for me, I am going to show you a small sample so you can see better on camera. So I will chain 20 and then I will add 6. So let's start with the slip knot. Hold your yarn and like so, wrap it around your 2 fingers and create a cross. Go under this first one, on top of the second one, pull it down and twist your hook and release. And this is your slip knot. So for me, I am going to chain 20 for this sample and then I will add 6. But you go ahead, measure yourself around your chest and chain as many as you need to have even number for that measurement, and then you will add 6 chains. I will chain 20 and then we will add 6, so 26. Yarn over, pull through, so it's 1, 2. So I chained 20 and then I added 6, so I have 26. Now we are going to work single crochet into the second chain from the hook, this one here. Insert your hook like so 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through, and this is your single crochet. Now we will work 3 single crochet together, and we always going to start at the base of your last trinity stitch right here. So as you can see, this bigger gap here, you are going to insert your hook like so, yarn over, bring the loop up, then find the next chain, insert, bring the loop up, and into the next chain, insert, and bring the loop up. You are always going to have 4 loops on your hook, like so. Now yarn over, twist your hook downwards, and pull through all the loops. Now you are going to chain 1, but this chain 1 is very important. You need to chain it nice and loose, like so, because for row 2 we'll be working into this stitch, and we need it nice and loose, because if it's going to be too tight, you will have difficulties to squeeze your hook through. So nice and loose. And again, start at the base where you finished, yarn over, bring it up into the next chain, yarn over, bring it up and into the next chain, like so. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through, and chain 1 nice and loose. So continue like so all the way down until you have only 2 chains left here, and then I show you what to do next. And I am finishing this row 1, and I should have only 2 chains left here, as you can see. So work your last one, like so, yarn over and pull through all 4. But this last one, you will not chain 1, you will work single crochet into this very last space here first. So work single crochet like so, and now you can chain 1, and this was your row 1. Now you are going to turn your work, and you will work first, you will work single crochet into the same place where is your chain of 1 coming from. So work your single crochet like so, and now you will collect your 4 loops again, and you will start here where you placed your single crochet. So collect 1 loop, and always look at the stitches from the top, as you can see them much better. So into the next stitch and into the next stitch, like so. And once you have 4 loops, you are going to yarn over and pull through like so, and make sure when you chain 1 it's nice and loose. And this row 2 you will repeat for as many rows as you need. So you will be repeating this row 2 for the top part of our dress. So I will show you how to do this second row. Collect your 4 loops, and chain 1. So you will work like so until you have only 2 chains left at the end of this row 2. So go to the base of your last stitch first, then into the next, then into the next. And as I done a little bit too tight in row 1, Make it nice and loose. So you can squeeze your hook through it much easier in the next row. So continue all the way down until you have only 2 chains left, and then I show you how to finish this row 2. And I am finishing this row 2, so I will do 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. Chain 1, and now you should have 2 stitches left. Make sure you will work into this very last one. It's a little bit smaller, but make sure you will work in there, as that one is counting as your stitch as well. So 1, 2, 3, and into this very last one, which is always the most trickiest one. Squeeze your hook like so. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through, and now you will work single crochet into this very last one, like so. And now you can chain 1 and turn your work, and that's how you are going to repeat this row 2 for the rest of your corset. And you will continue like so. Just make sure, as you can see, 2 rows makes this beautiful trinity stitch completed. And for my corset I have 44 rows, and if you want in measurements, I have about 12 inches or 31 centimeters from the top of your breast to your waist. And I am making dress for size M, but this dress can be made in any size you like or prefer. Simply, of course, depends on your measurement around your chest and then the length you want. This corset starts slightly above my breast and goes up to my waist. So it's up to you how long you want this part to be. So once you are done with your corset, you are going to chain 1 like so and turn your work. And now we'll be placing single crochet in each of these stitches all the way across. So this is my first one, and place single crochet into the next one. Look at the stitches from the top so you can clearly see them. Make it nice and tight all the way across. So continue placing single crochet simply in every stitch. And I am finishing here, and I have last 2 single crochet. Okay, dokie, so I finished this row of single crochet and I have 165 single crochet. My started measurement was 160 chains, and then I added 6 chains. So I had 166 for my size M. So I have 165 single crochet in this row. Now we are going to chain 1 and we are going to fasten off. So leave this a little bit longer so we can hide it later on. I decided to start my skirt with this creamy one for increase a row, and then I will do 3 rows with the gray color again. But if you would like to have your dress in the same color, of course you don't need to fasten off. You will just start to work on the skirt with the same color. Next, prepare the creamy color, and I finished here with my last single crochet. So I am going to turn it this way, so it's on my right side. Also, I forgot to say, if you would like to see the video in deep detail, this Trinity stitch, I will leave the card in the right top corner, so please check this stitch in deep details if you like. So now we are going to work on the skirt. Okay, so this is the top of my corset and this is the bottom where we finished, and then I turn it this way so we can continue. Now I am going to attach my creamy color. Like so. Insert the hook into this very first stitch where you attached your yarn and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, like so. Now we are going to work on our increase row. So I will do 1 row increase, and then I will do 3 or 4 rows between, and then I will do another row of increase with the creamy color, and so on. So every increase row I'll do will be with this creamy one, and then the rows between will be with the gray color. Okie dokie, so this will be first row of our skirt. So we chain 3, and this chain 3 will be counting as our first double crochet. Now into the same place you will place double crochet. So yarn over, insert like so, and work on your double crochet. So you have 2 double crochet into this very first stitch, because this chain of 3 is counting as your first one. Now we are going to work 4 double crochet between. So into the next one you are going to place 1 double crochet, into the next one 1 double crochet, into the next one 1 double crochet, and into the next one 1 double crochet. So we have increase and 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet between our increases. So increase is 2 double crochet into the same place, and then 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Into the next stitch you will work your increase. Every time I say increase, it means 2 double crochet into the same place. So into this 5th one, work your increase. 2 double crochet into the same place, like so. Continue all the way down, and once you are somewhere here I will show you what to do next. And I am finishing here, so I have increase, and then I will have 1, 2, 3, and the last one, 4th one, and the last one. Now you are going to chain 1 and you are going to fasten off. Leave it longer, like so. And this was my increase row with this beautiful cream color. But of course, as I said, if you want to continue with the gray one for the rest of your skirt, it's up to you. Now we are going to turn it this way. And now I will be working with the gray color. Now I'm going to attach this gray color, so simply find your first stitch and attach your gray color like so. put these aside so we can hide them later on. Insert your hook and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this chain of 3 is counting as your double crochet. So for this row and for the next 2 rows, we are going to do 3 rows, and then we will do increase round with the creamy color, and again we will do 3 rows with the gray and increase. So we will have 3 increased rows with the 3 rows of double crochet only between the increases row. So this will be just normal row with double crochet. So we attached, we chain 3, and now you will find the next stitch and work your double crochet. And that's how we are going to work all the way across. Double crochet in each stitch. And you will work like so all together 3 rows. So continue working like so, double crochet in every stitch across for 3 rows. And I am finishing this row with just double crochet after we have done this increase row with this creamy one. So let's just say this is my second row for this skirt. I just wanted to show you how you're gonna finish the row. So as you can see, you have double crochet here, and then you have this chain of 3. So of course you will do double crochet here, and also you will do double crochet on top of this chain of 3. So just go on top, squeeze your hook like so. Oopsie daisy, let's just do it again. So you will go on top of this chain of 3, squeeze your hook, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and turn your work. And we need 2 more rows because I said we're gonna have 3 rows between our increases. This chain of 3 is counting as your first double crochet, so you need to find the next stitch. Do not work here because this is the part of this stitch here. So find the next stitch and work your double crochet like so, and you will work double crochet rows like so. Remember, once you come to the end, you will always work on top of the chain of 3 as well. So continue for 2 more rows because we need altogether 3 double crochet rows, and once you are done, then we will do increase row again with this creamy color. I am finishing this 3rd row of double crochet, and now I have 1 double crochet here and 1 double crochet on top of this chain of 3. Like so. And now I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. Like so. And now I'm going to do another row of increase. So first, as we did before, I'm going to turn it this way. Like so. Find your first stitch, bring it through, insert your hook back and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this chain of 3 is counting as your first double crochet. So as we did here, increase and 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet between the increases. In this row we will be working increase, so we need one more into this same place. So that's my first increase, and then I will have 5 double crochet between, so 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So that's 1 into the next one, 2 into the next one, 3 into the next one, 4 and into the next one, the 5th one. So I have increase, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochet between my increases. So into the next one I will do increase, so 2 double crochet into the same place, and that's how we are going to work all the way across for this row. So I have done my last increase here, and now I need to do my last 5 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and on top of this chain of 3, of course, your last double crochet. And this one is always the trickiest one, but we got it. Chain 1 and fasten off. And remember, as I said, you can change the colors and you don't have to. So now I am going to repeat what we did here. I will just attach my yarn, and then I will do 3 rows of double crochet only, and then we will do our last increase row together. So attach your yarn and work your 3 rows of double crochet. So I am finishing my 3rd row, and I am going to place my last double crochet on top of this chain of 3, like so. Chain 1 and fasten off, leave a little bit longer, like so. So I am going to do my last row, which will be my last increase row here with the creamy one, and then we will work on the length with the gray yarn for as long as you like. So for my dress I decided to go up to my knee. So I will show you how to do this last increase row. Insert your hook and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this chain of 3 is counting as our first double crochet. Now into the same place you will place your another double crochet. So this is your first increase, and we had increase and then 4 double crochet between the increases in this first row. Then in this row, which was our 2nd row of increasing, we had increase and then we had 5 double crochet between our increases, and in this row you will have increase and then 6 double crochet between your increases. This will be just enough for my body shape, but if you have bigger hips or bigger bum, then you can add another row of increasing after you finish your 3 rows of double crochet only. So You will simply repeat this pattern, just you will have more double crochet between your increases. So please try the dress on and you will see. So you will just repeat increase row and then 3 row of double crochet only and then increase row. So this dress can be made for any body shape. So let's just start this row. So I have done increase here, 2 double crochet into the same place. Into the next stitch I will do 1 double crochet. Into the next one I will do 1 double crochet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then I will have my increase. So 2 double crochet into the same place or into the same stitch and so on. So work on this increase row and then you will do double crochet rows for as long as you like. So for me, I will work on my double crochet rows until I reach my knee. And of course, if you want, you can do it in the same color, but I will, once I finish this increase row with 6 double crochet between the increases, I will continue with the gray color for the length I need. So once you finish this row of increases, then you will work on the length, and once you are done with the length, I will show you how to finish your dress. And I have just finished my skirt, and for my skirt, at the start of this video, I thought I will go up to my knee. But when I tried it on, I decided to go with a little bit shorter. So this length is just slightly above my knees. So to measure from the waist down, I have about 14 inches. Long skirt, so it's up to you. You can go longer, you can go shorter, so it depends how brave you are. And I have 28 rows of double crochet for my length. And once you are happy with the length, you're simply going to chain 1 and fasten off. And we already know we need to leave it a little bit longer to hide it later on. So once you are happy with your skirt, you will fasten off and then we can move on. Next part, we'll be working on this top part and we will be creating the loops on this side and sewing the buttons on this side. And my wrong side is inside and my right side is on top, as you can see, and all this mess and all these knots are inside. So next, I am going to sew my buttons on this side and I am going to create the loops on this side. But it's totally up to you. Do whatever side you like or prefer. It's up to you. You can swap it like so or like so. So next I decided to go with these bigger buttons. The measurements for these buttons is about 1.5 centimeters. Now you don't need to use the same buttons as me, of course. You can use any buttons you like. If you use different buttons, for example, if you want to use small buttons, you don't even have to create the loops because we have some loops here. So if you have small buttons, you can simply just sew them about 1.5 centimeters from this edge and then simply go through the stitches or through these loops. But as my buttons are bigger, they would not squeeze through any stitch. So I will have to create some loops on this side, and then we will sew the buttons on this side, and the same for the skirt. So for the skirt, you will sew the buttons again 1.5 centimeters from the edge. The best way is wrap it around you, and then you decide how far away from this edge you want to sew your buttons, as this will stretch as well, so it's up to you. The best way is just to try the dress on and then mark with the stitch markers the buttons, and also how far apart you want them and how deep from this edge you want them to. So for me, as these buttons are not as big, I can still squeeze them through these loops on my skirt, because this is double crochet, so it's big enough, so I don't need to create the loops on my skirt. So I will only create the loops on this corset part up to my waist, and from now on and from the waist down you don't need to create the loops, because like me, I can squeeze my buttons through, so I don't need to have extra job to do. And also you can play with your buttons and space them like so. It's totally up to you how far apart they will be. So for me, let's say I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this corset part, and then I will just do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. Remember this top part, oopsie daisy, that was my button. You just need to remember the top part, how many buttons you want to use here, because that many loops you will have to create on this side. So for me, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have 7. So I will create 7 loops on this side. So to create loops, make sure you are on the right side. Now for the loops, as you can see, we have these smaller loops here, and then we have bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger. So into the small one you will place only 1 single crochet, and into those bigger ones we will be placing 2 single crochet, but some of them will be with the loop. I will show you just in a second how we are going to do it. So I need 7. Now the easiest way to do it is to do 7 loops, so I will need 7 stitch markers. 7. So next, bring your corset like so. Oopsie daisy, I have buttons here. And make sure this is lining together nicely, like so. So let's just prepare it like this. As I want 7 buttons, I need 7 loops. So my first loop will be on top, like this. And my last loop will be right here where my skirt starts. So my skirt starts here. So I will place my stitch marker right here. So this is my first loop here and last loop here, and now you just have to space it the way you like or prefer. You don't need to count any stitches. It's just I want to make it as simple as possible. I have 1 here, 1 here, so let's just say I will have 1 in the middle, and then I will have two between these two, so one here and maybe one here. Just space it nicely. Let's just move this one slightly in. Just make sure the stitch markers are in these big loops. And then I will just place one here and one here, like this. As you can see, it's looking pretty good. Don't need to stress too much. I will just maybe move this one slightly lower. And this one here. Now it's looking much better. And this side is ready, so we can create the loops. So now I'm going to turn it like this. And as I said, I'm only going to create the loops on this top part of my dress, not on the skirt, as I don't need to do it. So on the skirt, you will simply just space your buttons on this side, and then you simply close it. Okay, so we are going to create the loops on this corset part. So now bring your yarn, take your very first stitch marker out, like so, and make a knot like this. Insert your hook, yarn over, bring it up, and chain one like this. And now every time you come to a stitch marker, you should have your stitch markers in these bigger loops. So I show you how to do these loops here, but the first one will be slightly different because I don't have this big loop here. So first one, I will chain 5 first. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and take your button. Now if you fold your loop like this, like so, hold it like so, and if your button goes through, it means you're good to go. So I have 5, but it's not enough. As you could see, it was very tight, so I will chain 6. Then I will do the test again, like so. Take the button and squeeze it through, and you will see if it's enough. Yes, it's enough. As you can see, it went through very well. So I chained 6, and I am going to find the next tiny space here, and I am going to work single crochet like so. And this is my very first loop prepared. Double check. As you can see, it's going through very well. So you may have bigger buttons or smaller buttons. Just make sure the button will go through. So depends on your size. So once you have done your first loop, finished with single crochet into this next space, and then you will have big space, as they are like they're going small space, big space, small space, big space. So into this big space, you will do 2 single crochet. 1 and 2. Then you have small space, you will do only 1 single crochet, and so on. So now you have big space, so you will place 2 single crochet. Next one is small one, so I will place only 1. The big one is next, so I will place 2, 1 and 2. Then you have small one, so I will squeeze 1 single crochet here. And now you came to your next stitch marker, and you will do like so all the way down. Okay, so once you come to your next stitch marker, you will work single crochet first, and then you will chain 6, because we already know there will be the chain of 6 will be big enough to create the loop, and our button will go through easy. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and into this big space where we were placing 2 single crochet, you placed 1 single crochet and then you chain 6. So we are going to create a loop, and we will finish into the same space. So you will place single crochet into the same space to create a loop, like so. And that's how we are going to work all the way down. So you have small space here, so only 1 single crochet. Then you have big space, so you will place 1 and 2. Then you have small one, so 1. Then you have big one, so 2. I will show you one more loop, and then you will do the rest on your own. So I have big space here, so 1 and 2 here. Then I have small one here. And remember, when we were placing the stitch markers, I said you place the stitch marker into this bigger space. Okay, so again, take your stitch marker out, place single crochet, like so, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and into the same space you will place single crochet, like so, to create our loop. And these are our loops. So you will work your way down like so until you come to your last stitch marker here. And then where is my last stitch marker? There will be my last loop. So I will do single crochet, then I will chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, into the same space, you will work single crochet, and you will squeeze last slip stitch into the next space you can find, like so. Now you will chain 1, and we are going to fasten off like so. And remember, you will need to hide all your ends on the wrong side of your dress. Okie dokie. So we have these beautiful and super easy loops. Do not stress. Do not count stitches between. Just make sure it's spaced nicely and do as good as you can. So these are our loops. Now we are going to sew the buttons. And the loops are looking amazing, super easy. So now we are going to fold the dress like this. And as I said at the start, you can do loops on this side or this side. It's up to you, whichever side you prefer. So make sure the dress is folded nicely, like so. And once you have the loops, you will decide how far you want your buttons from this edge to be. So I have 7 loops. Of course, I will need 7 buttons. And they must be, of course, in line. So again, bring your stitch marker. So I have 7 loops, so I will bring my 7 stitch markers. And again, with the buttons, you can, of course, go with any colors. Just make it nice and unique. So my loops are, you can also check the rows. So I will go, now the best way to place the buttons is to put the dress on and mark how far you want your buttons from this edge to be. So I put it on and I will go about 1.5 centimeters or 2 centimeters in, because this will stretch and I want it to be nice and comfy as well. So what works for you? So my first button will be here. So I will place the stitch marker So it will go like so. So my next button, just make sure it's nice in line. So I will go this one first, and then I will place stitch marker here. Make sure the measurement is exactly the same. So like this. Then the next one will be here. The next one will be here. Like so. And like so. Just double check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 stitch markers. As you can see, they are not in line, so I just need to measure before I move my stitch marker. So this one should be, I will go with 2 centimeters. So this one needs to go slightly here. Then this one, just make sure they're nicely in line. Like so. Always double check. So I have 7 buttons here, and I think I said I had 8 on my skirt. I don't remember, so I need to double check. So you will do exactly the same on this side. So you will just place the stitch markers and you will sew the buttons here. Just make sure they're spaced. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 centimeters apart. So I will do exactly the same on my skirt. So you should have something like this. And now we are ready to sew the buttons. And to sew the buttons, you need to have the matching thread and of course the needle. So sew your buttons the way you like or prefer. So I decided to go with the colorful buttons, and now I'm ready to sew them. So as you can see, I sewn my buttons, and I have one last one here, so I will show you how do I sew my buttons, but of course you can sew it the way you like or prefer. Now for the straps. For my straps, I chained 70, and you will work exactly the same as we did on our corset. So you will work trinity stitch, but this will be the length of your straps. So in measurements, I have about, if I stretch it properly, I have about 16.5 inches or 42 centimeters. But to measure for your dress, you will simply need to put the dress on once you have all the buttons, and then go from the front to the back to see if the measurement is right for you. So you will work like so, exactly the same as we did on our corset trinity stitch. So I have 70 chains for my straps, and you will need to do 2 straps, and you will need to complete 4 rows. So I completed 1 strap and I have 4 rows altogether. As you can see, I have 2 and 2 completed trinity stitch. So 4 rows for each strap. So I have done one and I need to do one more. Once I'm done, I show you how to sew them on your dress. And once you have the buttons, we are going to sew the straps. Now you will have to put it on and see how do you want to place your straps. When we have done these straps, this is the starting chain. I want this chain to be inside like this. So that's one strap. And this is the starting chain here. So I want this to be inside like so. Let me just untangle here. There you go. So both my straps will be like this. So put your dress on and you decide how do you want your straps to be placed, and then you will simply place the stitch markers. You may also need a help when you put the dress on, and at the back it may be a little bit trickier, so you will need a help from someone to place the stitch markers for you. So in the front I place the stitch markers like so, here and here, and then at the back, once you open it, you will decide how do you want your straps at the back. Maybe you want your straps to be closer at the back, which looks really, really nice as well. So it's up to you. How do you decide your straps to be at the back? Maybe you want your straps to cover your bra straps, so just line it exactly the same. And once you have this prepared, we are going to sew it. And as you remember, when we have done the straps, I left this long yarn ends. If you forgot, you will simply just have to prepare your yarn needle with the yarn. But I have this long yarn end here, so I will just show you how to sew one and then you will do the other one. So I place the stitch markers here and I will simply sew like so, and I will simply sew like this and make these straps nice and strong. You can also do 2-3 stitches here and 2-3 stitches here to make the strap really nice and strong. So I am sewing it this way, but of course you can sew it the way you like or prefer. And my last one here, the corner, so I will do 2-3 stitches here. Make sure it's nice and strong, and once you have it, you can hide your end in the seam like this, so you don't need to do it later on. Like this, and then back. And that's how we are going to sew your straps. So just make sure you place your dress on first and then decide how do you want your straps to be. And this was our last part. So I have done my straps at the back, and once you go there, you are going to do it exactly the same in the front. Just make sure you will sew like this, okay? And one more trick I wanted to show you with this dress, as this yarn will stretch a little bit. Before you sew, you may try on And if it's like too long, these straps, of course you can go like this, a little bit lower. And then you will stitch over here. But as I said, this yarn will stretch and you may decide to adjust your straps. You can do it on the back part here if you like. You can sew first in the front, put the dress on, and if you feel like it's too loose, then at this back part you will sew your strap a little bit lower, like this, for example. So you will just do few stitches like so. So not to worry, if it's too loose, everything is fixable. Also, if you put it on and you have bigger chest, if you can see the gaps, you will just have to move your buttons a little bit deeper, as this yarn will stretch, so you will see. Just make sure before you sew the buttons, put the dress on, and then you decide how far from this edge you need to place your buttons. As at the start of this video, we have done chest measurement and then we added 6 chains, and that's because of this, because we need to have this overlap a little bit, so you won't have any gaps once you put your dress on. So I am going to hide all these ends. Okay, so in this part, I finished my whole dress, but as I was playing with the dress a little bit around, I was trying it on and off, and I decided that I want this top part to be more tighter. So if you like the loose fit, do as we did, as I showed you before. But if you decide to go tighter like me, you can do this step. And I decided to record it just to show you that you can always change the way your dress look. So it's not a mistake or anything. It's just I tried it on many times. I like the loose fit, but then I decided maybe I should do the tighter fit. So then I decided that I would like to see how does it look like if I do the tighter fit. So I done the tighter fit and I liked it much more. So I changed it, and that's why I decided to record this part, so you decide which way you want your dress to be. So what I changed the button position. So I went from 2 centimeters from this edge, I went to about 2 inches. So about 6 centimeters from this edge. So I changed these buttons to 6 centimeters. So before I had 2, it was too loose. So then I decided that I wanted tighter fit. So I changed it to 6 centimeters. I still have to change the position of these buttons. So I will move all these buttons on my skirt as well, so they will be nicely in line. Next thing I will also have to change will be my straps, because I moved these buttons further away. So I will change the position of my buttons on my skirt as well. So I will move them. I only wanted to show you this first. And then, of course, you will have to change the straps as well. You can leave the position at the back, it doesn't matter. But in the front, you will need to move it slightly. Once you put the dress on, you will see the difference. You can change the position and you don't have to. So it's up to you if you like it or not. So I only wanted to show you this, and then you will be done with your dress. So I just wanted to show you this last option. So if you decide to go tighter like me, you will do this. Simply replace the buttons all the way down to your skirt. So from 2 centimeters, I went to 6 centimeters deeper in, and now I have tighter fit and also change the position of the straps if you want as well. So I just wanted to record this optional part so you can see what you can do with your dress. So I changed the button position all the way down from 2 to 6 centimeters from this edge. So I will try it on and then I decide if I need to change this strap position as well. So if I close it like this, you can tell this one, I think I will have to move about 1 centimeter to this side. So I'll try it on and we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, share it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel Unique Stitch Designs. For more ideas from me, Sylvia, please don't forget to hit the notification button so you can get notification every time I upload a new video. And please don't forget to find me on social medias. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. Thank you very much for watching.